welcome back to another episode of the EMS Handoff podcast. I'm David, and for my co-host Eric McCullough and Bradley Dean, who aren't able to be here today, we'd like to welcome you back to the podcast. We are coming to you from the Tennessee EMS Education Association's Day 2, celebrating 50th anniversary. We're bringing John. John's
Hi, everybody.
Been a staple here right now. So, what are you going to do then? Just bring an ambulance, park it right in the middle of the...
That's right.
So tell us, who are you, where are you from? And
Okay. My name is John Scullin. I've been in EMS 33 years this year, and I currently work for EEP. We're an ambulance dealer, and I'm on the National EMS Museum Board. So on the board, I serve as the counterpart for the Packard, our 1954 Henny Packard Junior ambulance. We recently acquired it, had some minor mechanical work done to get it back to running condition. It does run and drive. We had that done in Columbia, Tennessee. So the rebirth of the PAC has been really around Tennessee EMS. The first place we showed it to the public was the TEMSEA show. And the second place we're showing it is the TEMSEA show. So we're just excited to be here, and both were their 50th anniversaries, which is awesome.
well, first off, it was actually kind of interesting that you do say it's in operating condition. So we did have the opportunity to have the governor here yesterday.
That's right.
And one of the things I said is we could put him in the ambulance and take him to the next.
Yeah.
He did take to the comfort of his vehicle, but he was very interested in the condition and all that. So it was great to see. So. You mentioned the National EMS Museum.
That's correct.
So tell us a little bit about it and where is it and what is it basically?
That's the most common question I get, so that's perfect. So the National EMS Museum is a 501c3 organization. It's been around for many years. Forgive me for not knowing the origin year. But as like any other 501c3 or state association, it's gone through several different phases. About 4 or 5 years ago, we started to get members that left, and we replaced them with more people that had business experience. Our current director, Christy Van Hoven, is actually a museum curator by trade. And the second part of that is we don't have a brick and mortar location. Over the years, as you know, fire departments, there's 400 fire museums.
Right.
EMS has always had a challenge with history and with philanthropy and donation. So what we're doing is trying to get the word out that the museum exists as an organization and that we're trying to bring all these curated collections to people. If this was 20 years ago, I'd say we'd love to have a brick and mortar building. Nowadays, I'm kind of glad we don't, because we're able to do things like bring the Packard. We also do have displays that are hosted by museums throughout the country. We recently did a history of EMS presentation in Atlanta at a museum. There are other museums throughout the country that will contact and say, can you put up a temporary exhibit? I don't have, the list in front of me, but you can find everything you need to know at emsmuseum.org.
So
it's our official site.
Great, we'll make sure that's in the show notes so everybody can get a hold of that.
Okay.
So tell, if an individual like me wanted to get involved with the museum, help support it and expand it, what's kind of opportunities are available?
Well, we have tons of membership levels on the website. I'll just get two of the basic ones. And you got a sheet right here. So hey, that's great. So this is for $20. Anyone can join. So you can join online at emsmuseum.org/membership. And these are the team rates. So as an individual, you can join for $20. We'll send you a coin in the mail. You'll get our email blasts. And we have a new magazine that started this year called the EMS Historian. And we're on our second volume going to production now. So as part of your membership, you'll receive that magazine. If your service wants to join, you can join by number of vehicles, and then just like you would join any other association. So if your average service has four ambulances in service, it's only $250 a year. And then you get a team membership, you get the newsletter again, the magazine, and all those things. And then the one that's near and dear to my heart is Club 51. Of course, we know not everybody can donate at that level, but we're asking some folks that are interested in history to help, and that's a $51 per month donation plus the PayPal servicing fee. It's about $53. Everybody's charging a service fee now, so it's about $53 a month, a little over $600 a year. And at that level, you become a more sustaining member. You're more interested in what's going on. You get a few more emails. And you're just showing that you really back EMS history in the United States. So most of our funding comes from just these individual memberships. And more importantly, if you're listening and you were a member, come back. Because, like I said in the beginning, there are some things that the organization had done in the past, people left, but we've got a whole fresh new perspective and we're really excited about it.
So this is going to sound a dumb question, but I'm going to ask because as an individual that likes history, why EMS history? Why does it matter? Why are we putting it in a museum?
Well, that's a great question. We have some banners that we set up about the progression of patient care, the progression of the ambulance, and the board looks at it as a whole. Everything from EMS docs and ERs all the way down to the street level. And what I found is, being a medic 33 years, just people you're precepting 10 years ago, they don't know what mass pants are. They don't know about the old iron lungs. They don't know that the Packards used to be the ambulances before the S&S Cadillacs, which are so popular. Things like that. Or you see a lot of those around. You don't see many Packards. You don't see many of the old World War I and II. So our website is full of information on EMS history. And here at the Educators Conference, we've been encouraging the educators use our website to teach with too. Teach these folks. We teach them how to fill out a form. We teach them how to, EMS psych history. We do everything else, but we forget history. And I think that's where the fire service kicks our butt, right? I'm a firefighter too. But the fire has such a long history. 150 years, some of these departments. So I think we're starting to get into the golden age where folks my age and maybe a little older, they're retiring and saying, nobody's carrying this on. And I think that's what our current board is dedicated to, is making sure people don't forget where we came from.
Well, and I think you made the exact point just a minute ago that with history, not a lot of people realize just how far we go, because if you look in your career, you see something, you may see a tweak or change here. We all joke about going from lidocaine to amiodarone, or small things here or there. But when you're talking about the lung and all these other different components that were the deal at that point in time, and now nobody sees, nobody hears unless they watch something about history. So it's a great offering that you all are doing. So make sure, go ahead one more time and give that email or the web address to everybody.
It's emsmuseum.org, and it's the National EMS Museum. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We don't have a TikTok. I'm not much of a dancer. So we'd like to do that eventually, but easy to find on Facebook. And then there's also a group on Facebook, Friends of the Museum. If you're more interested in history and just like to interact with people more, you can join that, Friends of the EMS Museum, and we would really appreciate it.
All right, we'd love to have you all come over and see John at the EMS Museum.
That's okay.
If you're still in town, make sure to come by and see the pack. It's in great shape, sitting right here in the lobby. And we just absolutely love to have you come by. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you for having us. It's been a blast.
All right.
We're really
Take
enjoying
care.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.